Have you ever felt like your days fly by and you haven't done anything you wanted to? Or that you start out full of energy, but at the end of the day, you feel like you haven't accomplished anything? If so, don't worry, you're not alone. The truth is that having time isn't the problem. The problem is how we use that time. But don't worry. Today I'm going to show you how to create a productive routine without that feeling of always running after the clock. Most people believe that being productive means doing a million things in a day. Waking up early, rushing from one task to another, filling every minute with activity, and collapsing into bed exhausted at the end of the day. But here's the big truth. That's not productivity. That's just accumulated exhaustion. The problem is that we confuse quantity with quality. We think that the more we do, the more productive we are. But is it really worth completing 20 tasks without focus, half done, or with no real results? No. In the end, this only leads to frustration because you worked all day but feel like you didn't do anything truly important. Now, think about those people who always seem to have plenty of time but still manage to get everything done on time, without stress or rushing. What's their secret? Method. Productivity isn't about being constantly busy. It's about being busy with the right things. Imagine your time and energy as a full glass of water. If you spill a little everywhere, by the end of the day, you won't have filled anything properly. But if you concentrate that water in just a few places, you achieve much greater results. So instead of trying to do everything at once, ask yourself, what really matters? The secret isn't doing more but doing better. And now, I challenge you to change this mindset. Tell me in the comments, which task in your day deserves more attention than quantity? Let's make your routine truly productive together. A productive routine doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler, the better. Many people make the mistake of thinking that being productive means following a strict schedule, full of rules and impossible deadlines. But guess what? That only leads to stress and frustration. The real secret lies in clarity, knowing exactly what to do, when to do it, and most importantly, why you're doing it. If you don't have a clear reason for your actions, any distraction becomes more interesting than your own routine. Now, imagine two situations. In the first, you wake up without knowing what needs to be done. Your day starts on autopilot. You pick up your phone, check social media, lose track of time, and before you know it, it's late, and you haven't done anything useful. That's when the guilt kicks in, and it feels like the day started all wrong. In the second, you wake up already knowing exactly where to begin. Before even getting out of bed, your mind is prepared for the day. You don't waste time deciding what to do first because it was planned beforehand. You simply start, and by doing this, you spend less energy thinking and more energy doing. This makes a massive difference. Indecision drains your energy without you even realizing. Every time you stop to think, what should I do now? You waste time and focus that could be used for action. It's like a car stopping and starting every few meters. It burns much more fuel than if it just kept going smoothly. So here's the big lesson. Don't overcomplicate your routine. The simpler and clearer it is, the easier it will be to follow every day. And the more you repeat something, the more automatic it becomes until it turns into a natural habit. Now tell me, what's the first thing you want to organize in your routine? Write it in the comments, and let's make your days more productive together. If there's one thing that kills productivity, it's starting the day without a plan. Waking up not knowing what needs to be done, jumping from one task to another without direction, and then realizing at the end of the day that you were busy but didn't do what really mattered. But here's a secret. You don't need to wake up and figure everything out on the spot. In fact, that just drains your energy early in the day. What you need is a simple plan, something to guide you without overthinking. And the best time to do this, the night before. Before going to bed, take a few minutes to summarize the next day. It doesn't have to be complicated or full of details. Just something simple and direct. Write down the 3 most important things you need to do. Why only 3? because when we have a long to-do list, we feel overwhelmed before even starting. But when we have just 3 clear priorities, everything becomes more manageable. You don't waste time deciding what to do first. You wake up knowing exactly where to focus. Think of your mind as a road. If you don't plan ahead, you wake up the next day and have to build the road while trying to run on it at the same time. But when you define your 3 priorities the night before, it's like the road is already built. You just start walking. This also helps eliminate one of the biggest enemies of productivity, indecision. We often waste more time deciding what to do than actually doing it. So, try this today. Before going to bed, grab a piece of paper, open a notes app on your phone, or use a whiteboard and write down the 3 most important things you need to accomplish tomorrow. When you wake up, this simple note will put you in control of your day. Now tell me, what's the first task you'll write down for tomorrow? Share it in the comments, and let's make your routine more productive together. Now, I know what you might be thinking. But what if I have too much to do? How will I manage everything? That feeling of always racing against the clock, juggling endless tasks, and not knowing where to start is more common than you think. But here's the truth that no one tells you. You don't need to do everything at once. Trying to will only leave you exhausted, frustrated, and, in the end, less productive. The answer is simple: prioritize. Not everything is urgent. And if everything feels urgent, it means there's a lack of organization. When everything seems equally important, nothing is truly important. So, how do you organize everything? Here's a powerful trick: time blocks. Instead of jumping between tasks and getting distracted every few minutes, divide your day into specific blocks of time for different types of activities. For example, in the morning, when your mind is fresh, focus on the most important tasks that require creativity and concentration. After lunch, reserve time for lighter tasks, like replying to messages or sorting out small things. In the late afternoon, tackle minor pending tasks or review what you've already done. This prevents distractions because when you have dedicated time for each thing, your mind knows it doesn't need to worry about everything at once. And most importantly, respect your limits. A tired mind doesn't work well. Now tell me, which of these strategies will you try first? Drop a comment, and let's make your routine lighter and more productive together. In the end, building a productive routine isn't about being perfect. It's about consistency. Now, here's a challenge for you. Pick just one habit and focus on it for the next few days. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs a boost in their routine. And remember, productivity isn't about running faster. It's about knowing where you're going. Now it's over to you.